adjust your negotiation style, but you gotta have the skills. Otherwise, people are negotiating with you and you don't even know, but everybody is.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Liz.
And this is Andressa.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Investor Show for our mini-sode edition. We love these because 10 minutes or less, we are jumping into a topic. And I love today's topic. We're going to be talking about negotiation. I love this topic because I have so much to learn. Right, Andressa?
Oh my God. You love it and you hate it at the same time, right, Liz?
Exactly.
It's a love-hate situation. But we're going to break down what is current, what and how you should be thinking about when negotiating in today's market. Before we get into this dissection, is that even a word? I don't know.
Totally.
I'm going to be dissecting things. So that's what I mean. All right, Liz, negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start with like a bang, right? It's a statement that I truly believe. You don't get what is fair. You get what you negotiate. So if you're not using negotiation in any aspect because you feel bad, because you're not good, or because you don't have the skill set, whatever the excuse is, you are getting exactly that. Means nothing. You're not negotiating, so you're not getting it. So today we're going to talk about going beyond negotiating pricing. We're going to talk about negotiating terms. And I think that people forget about it, Liz. They say, oh, this property here does not make sense financially. Okay, but if the terms make sense, would that change the deal? In many cases, for me, it did change the deal. And many times I think we assume that the seller needs to sell within 30 and 60 days, and they might not. They might need 90 days. Okay, great. It's even better. My last deal, the person needed, I think it was 75 days, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, great, because I need that too. That's great. Actually, she was like, I actually need more time. I can't move in 30 days. The kids, especially when it's a estate sale, right? There's a lot for the kids that are owning the house. They need to declutter. They need to go through things. So they might need more time. So be aware of that and throw that in the bucket. So think about real estate as food, right?
Tell me more. I love it.
It's very simple, right? When people want fast, a food that they can get it fast and not too expensive, the quality is not that great, right? Same thing with real estate. If I'm paying a prime, I want better terms. And if I want better terms, I may be paying prime price. Absolutely. For all of you, before you start sending me hate emails or anything on social media, I get it. Depending on the market you're in, depending on what's going on with the economy, you don't have the upper hand. All what I'm saying is that try those things. So let's start breaking down, right? I mentioned time. Always negotiate time on your favor or of course in your favor, but short period, do you need to close it quickly? Actually, because of tax purpose, you name it, right? Capital gains, 1031 exchange, or do you need to close farther because you still need to secure the financing because you're going to be traveling overseas with your family and you don't have the time to do it because you don't have the team member that just quit, or you fire it and you need somebody else. There's several things, but don't underestimate timing. And don't assume that, everybody wants and needs to close in 30, 60 days. So that's that, right? The other thing, you heard about this before, closing costs, right? So we have two routes over here to go. Closing costs, when you are negotiating the seller to pay it in case you're buying it, or vice versa, right? When we are selling our property, you can negotiate that as well. But also the closing costs when it comes down to title company, the lenders. Many people don't believe or think that that is possible to negotiate those things and really like, I want to know, break down, what are those admin fees that you're charging me here? What does it really mean? Right? So there's a lot that you can take a look, and others are just standard. Another one about timing though is when the person, the seller, needs a little bit more time, but you don't. You want to close quickly and they want to close later. So a solution for that is the rent back agreement. Basically, you get the property under contract and rent back to them. So the period that they need, they're going to be paying you rent. So you solve the problem right there, right? And because you're doing a great job on allowing that to happen, you charge premium. You don't need to charge. It's all negotiable, right? Because it's a short period of time. It's not a long-term renter there. So it's a short or mid-term rent, which everybody pays premium for that. Always calculate how much would they have to pay in an Airbnb if they were to move there. So you don't feel bad about charging the premium to them.
Good insight.
Right? Just that. Repairs and warranties. If you are buying, turnkey, for example, you want to have warranty for the builder. You definitely want to make sure all the permits were closed, right? So the warranty, it's something that is a value, right? Depending on the type of warranty, is also a value that you can put it there. Inclusions. There's a funny story about inclusions, right? Don't assume that the appliances come with a property. Add that. Make sure that if you want the solar panel, if you want that, old school car that's sitting on the garage, everything is negotiable. But there's a story of a friend of ours. She bought it's a hotel in Center City. And I remember they were so excited about it when they walked through because there was a piano there, a very expensive piano. It was covered in dust and just like on the corner. Every time I think about dust, my nose kind of like itches for some reason, but it was there. And they were like, this is going to be a great addition to the hotel, but also, a good asset to have. And let's just all pretend, right? That nobody saw the piano, right? But when they closed and they went there, piano was not there. The freaky piano was not there. They were so disappointed, right? So other people knew that the piano was valuable, but keep in mind, add things to the table, and you never know.
Love that.
What can happen.
There's a few things coming up for me too, in that so often we think we have to be we have to go into this deal and negotiate hard terms. I think the biggest thing, if you're listening to this, if you don't identify with someone who can be a master negotiator, start small. It's a muscle, so maybe it means that you're going to, ask something at the restaurant if your food is cold, or you're just speaking up. I think that's a muscle. I think that's a prerequisite for being effective in negotiating. And it can give you that confidence. Right. And again, I'm just speaking of baby steps, but use it's a muscle. You got to use it before this fourplex comes on your plate. And you're like, I got to take on Jess's suggestions, which I think are phenomenal. Start practicing now before the fourplex comes, in simple ways at the supermarket. My eggs broke. Let me go get another 12 pack. I'm not paying for it again. I mean, I do that all the time, or whatever the issue is. I just wanted to say that it's a muscle, and I want everyone to hear that it starts 100%. With baby steps.
And even with the contractors, right? Contractors, vendors, every time that you are building in bulk, I'm not paying 3 times the value of those windows or the doors. I'm not paying as if it is 3. I want a big discount because I'm buying bulk. That is something that I've learned. I work with a commercial broker here in Philadelphia. His name is Jim Campanella. Hey, Jim, shout out to you. You're probably in Florida right now, enjoying the sun of Florida. But if you're not, I remember Jim in several negotiations, and he does it so beautifully and so in a way that works, right? But when I am observing him on the phone with people, he has fun. It's just part of it, right? So he is a master. When somebody's negotiating and they give a price, I know that that's good price because we already knew the bottom line, right? So I was like, okay, this is over. Let's go. You know what he said? He always said to the person, John, we are moving to the right direction here. Do me a favor, buddy. How about the discount for family and friends? Where's that? Come on. Sharpen your pencil. He does not press the person to give it to them right there.
Love that.
Come on. Sharpen your pencil. Sharpen your pencil. Go get a coffee. Get back to me later on. See what the best you can do. And then he quiets. He's like, shh. And he's like, oh, Jim, you're killing me, man. All right, let me see what I can do. And they always come back with something. Always. And I was like, Jim, damn it. Like, that was great. Like, they always come back with something. And one thing, a bonus for all of you that I also learned from him is that when you put an offer out there, when you're saying, okay, this is how much I'm going to pay for this property, and they come back to you and say, no, that number does not work. He always said to me, don't negotiate against yourself. Meaning, if I put an offer of 500,000 out there and they say, oh, that number does not work, I don't want to go and say, okay, so does 650 work? No, I want them to counter. So if I am on this side, I'm going to ask them to counter. If I am on the other side, I'm not going to counter and I'm going to ask for the best offer. So depending on where you are, you got to learn what tools you're using and you got to understand what tools the other person is using. So you're like, okay, so that's the dance that we're playing here. That's the dance. You care about the terms, not the price, or that's the dance here. Oh, you're dancing the meet in the middle negotiation, right? All right, we are going to end it up on the middle over here. So let me play that very well. So if you say 20, I am on 10, we're going to meet in the middle. We already knew before we started that it's going to be 15, right? So I need to plan ahead like chess. Think ahead about the other movement of the person, the movement that I am making and the other person's movement. So you're dancing the right dance and you get what you negotiate, not what is fair.
Oh, I love that. That is a takeaway.
Oof. I need to bring some water here. But keep in mind, adjust your negotiation style, but you gotta have the skills. Otherwise, people are negotiating with you and you don't even know. You think, oh, they're friendly or they're, right? But everybody is. So please take some notes. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions, go to our Facebook group community and let us know how we can help you even more. Thanks so much for listening. Bye.